Dan.
Daniel.
Chris is not here.
Here we get the three of us together for crying out loud.
It's like we're kind of like this month we've definitely been like the Nets with James Harden, Kevin Durant, and Kyrie Irving. It's like they played like a total of like 10 games together,
right?
Something like that in 3 years.
It really feels that way. It really feels that way. But here we are, me and you.
Yeah, that's how it feels.
Chris, the flat earther, out this week. You know.
Is Chris okay? Is Chris the Kyrie Irving of this podcast? Let's talk.
Who's missed the most games? Let's call it like we see it. Let's call it like we see it, right? You know, some sickness, health issues, whatever. You know, there's that lat going around. Whoever he's getting it from, he's still getting it. But you know, still a Hall of Famer. But
yeah. Still Hall of Famer, but yeah, I got it. And I miss a lot, but at least we know why I miss. So it's like, because Kevin Durant misses a lot, but like we know why. Like he tripped in the layup line, sprained his ankle, out 2 weeks. And you're definitely James Harden because you're out and about more than any of us.
That makes me James Harden, I guess.
Yeah, because you're out and about more than any of us and show up to work every day.
That's true. That's true. Questioning where I've been, what I've been eating, you know.
Yep.
Put on a little weight, James. Hey, I'm out here balling still, okay? Still out here balling.
Like everything James Harden is like fully publicized, just like you and Shannon's Instagram. Yeah. Like, we know everything you've eaten and drank over the week. And we're like, Dan's not related, but Dan's here.
It's there, but I'm here. It's out there, but I'm here. Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so we are the the Brooklyn Nets of podcasts.
That's it.
Is that good?
I mean, not pulling in any championships anytime soon, but just can't put our full roster together. That's it. When the three of us are out there at the same time, the 8 times a year, it's magic. It's magic.
They just can't stop talking about us, though. That's the thing. There you go.
I love it. I love it.
Oh my gosh. Well, this is the Brunch Breakdown. What's up, ZD out here in Los Angeles? Dan is in Pittsburgh. Chris has gout, so he's out for the day. On the show today, we're going to be talking about draft parties. The NFL draft just came and went, and it was in Kansas City this year, which led to a lot of people skipping going to the draft and doing their own thing. And we're going to talk about where we would have our parties and some interesting draft stories about where people had their draft things going on. We found this picture of with travel opinions, and we're going to be talking about that. And also we're going to talk about cake with a nice picture because we love talking pictures. And shouts to you guys because bread last week, I was very disappointed that I was not there for that.
Oh, I know. I hated to do that to pull that topic away from you, but I mean, do you have a quick answer between?
It's Olive Garden.
Is it? It's also Olive Garden for you. Yeah, we had Olive Garden, Cheddar Bay biscuits from Red Lobster, Texas Roadhouse rolls, Outback loaf, and you're going all. It's just a clean sweep for Olive Garden bread.
Listen, I love all of them.
Yes,
but Olive Garden it's just Olive Garden, and it's almost like you know how like when you're playing Madden like back in the day or something, there were certain teams you just weren't allowed to play with. That's Olive Garden. It's just like they shouldn't have been on there. Like it just shouldn't have been able to pick. Like you have a great conversation if it's like the other three, and maybe you add something else or whatever. But no, like you can't mess with Olive Garden.
That's
the breadsticks are just come on. Like, but one thing that is interesting, Red Lobster sells the Cheddar Bay biscuits like in grocery stores.
The mix, yeah,
they sell the mix, and the mix is really good. Like, it's just as good as getting it there. So if you've made them at home, like it's just as good as getting them there. So
Chris was a little weary because he's never been to a Red Lobster, which is kind of mind blowing all on its own. He was a little weary. He said, like, I feel like it's not the authentic version. I say, I think I was like, it's close. It is close, and I don't see him taking those kids and his wife to Red Lobster or Dead Lobster anytime soon. So just go that route. Just go that route while he's at home this week.
Man, well, Dan, let everybody know where they can find all this delicious content
for the Brunch Breakdown. Yeah, unlike any other, aside by following what was formerly the Brooklyn Nets, you can find the Brunch Breakdown podcast Anywhere you listen to podcasts, people, Google, Apple, Spotify, whatever, Amazon, it's everywhere. It's everywhere. We're everywhere. Wherever you follow, wherever you listen, hit follow, hit subscribe. So those new episodes that come out every Wednesday come directly to you. You're not chasing links and, is the episode out this week? I don't know. Just do that. And I promise it will come to you each and every Wednesday. We've got full video episodes as well. Didi talked about some graphics and some photos we're putting up this week. Those are going to be vital. People are going to want to see those. Check out the full video episodes. YouTube, Facebook for those. Also on Wednesdays. Those have a premiere time, though. Noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. Audio is first thing in the morning, but video, noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific, because I got other shit to do before I put the videos up, okay? You can watch it on demand anytime you want after that, okay? We're also everywhere on social media. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Triller, and TikTok. Find us all those places. Follow us. We appreciate you at Brunch Breakdown. And, of course, our Sounds of Brunch playlist. We tell you what we're listening to each and every week. Give it to you in a playlist so you don't have to go chasing those down either. We call it the Sounds of Brunch, and you can find that every Friday exclusively on Spotify.
Beautiful. Well, Dan, let's get random topics off our chests. What you got? What's on your mind, man?
So I've noticed this recently at work, but it's been around me for a while, but it's just recently really come into my aura a little bit strong. And Didi, there are too many people in this world that don't know how to talk to people on the phone. They just don't know how to do it. And it's awkward, man. It's awkward. And I have to talk about this. It's just whether they're talking to people that don't necessarily know is often the case, right? Whether it's they're placing an order or they're just asking a question. It's just been at work recently, but like family, friends, you too. We're just airing everybody's dirty laundry right now. Okay. There's a lot of people, if you know who you are, you're listening, and you don't feel comfortable talking on the phone to strangers, I'm talking to you. There's too many people that it's just so awkward on the phone. And like Gen Zers, some of them are Gen Zers, and like I get it in a way because they don't interact with people in person very much. They weren't born into that environment. Everything is digital. It's on the phone. It's texting. You and I, we didn't have AOL Instant Messenger until, middle school, high school is when that came around. But early on, it was all face-to-face interactions. We're not necessarily the best at it, but at least we were there. But so like Gen Z, I kind of like understand it in a way. So those conversations can generally be a little weird. But there's just too many people in general, millennials included, that don't have this basic life skill. And I just cringe. I literally cringe when I hear these conversations. And I don't know how to fix it either. I don't one thing that I have at work as a manager is don't come to me with a problem without some type of solution, right? It might not be the best, but you've got to at least come. Don't just bring the problems, bring some semblance, a piece of a solution. Okay. It's hard for me to come with some piece of a solution here. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's just like practice or it's just like, I think too many people think in their own head when they're on these conversations and then they're in the phone. They're like too worried about what they're saying rather than what person's saying on the other line. And they don't speak naturally. Like these people talk naturally off the phone, even to strangers. But when the phone's there, it's like, hi, what do you, like, oh my gosh, maybe script it out. I don't know. I can't handle it. And I've had too much of it. And I know maybe it's easier for us to say here who come on here and just talk for an hour a week. And someone, you act and talk for a living. Chris used to talk for a living, but like, I don't know, pick up the phone and get the awkwardness out, people. I can't handle it anymore. I just can't.
It's funny. I have a lot more like younger people. Like if you're in your like mid-20s or something like that, like I get it.
Sure.
But the people who make me mad are just the people my age or our age who just decided that like oh, sweet, texting happened. So that means I'm never talking to anybody on the phone again. Because that's the part that's frustrating. It's like, it's people who like, you don't have to like go through the whole spiel of like people who, you know, it's like, oh yeah, you grew up this time, so I understand why. It's like, no, you grew up with all of the different communications. You've been through it all, and you just chose the one where you didn't have to talk to people. That annoys me more than anything in this world, because, you know, there's these, Domino's has like a whole commercial campaign going on right now about how Domino's is on the Apple CarPlay app in your car. So all you have to do to order pizza is freaking just like move, like, you know, don't hit Google Maps. Like, oh, wait, we don't need to know where we're going. Just hit Domino's. And freaking you'll show up at Domino's, and all you have to do is use the CarPlay in the middle of your car. Like, what? Like, which, granted, Domino's, genius. Can't believe you guys are the first people to do it. Like, I don't know why every place isn't doing that, because Jesus Christ.
Right.
Like, you want to end every, what are we having for dinner tonight conversation? Oh, wait, CarPlay, boop, done. Like, freaking simple. Like, shouts to Domino's for that. But yeah, like, I get very frustrated with people who are my age who can't talk on the phone. That's like, it irks me to no end, because it's like, you shouldn't be this way. You chose to be this way.
Yes, you chose. And it's just far too awkward. It's more people than I thought. Like, I thought maybe the close friends and people I was around, like, okay, people just, like, I'm here. It's everywhere now. And it's just, it's so awkward, because I'm always like, what's the person on the other line thinking? Like, oh, I guess because at work, it's like, you're supposed to be professional. And I'm like, oh, do I step in? Do I say something? Hey, in your review, let's talk about your phone skills. Like, it's not, and we're not like a phone person job. Imagine if you're working in a call center, I'd imagine that come up, but I'd be like, well, it's something you to work on this year. Talking on the phone to people you don't know. Don't want to do it.
Oh, dude, I feel that. So my get off my chest is honestly, I just got to talk about Scottsdale. I was in Scottsdale.
Let's talk about it.
Arizona, and oh my God, I love that place. Like, I really do. And I don't know if it's because we went at the right time of year, because like it was hot there, hotter than it is here, but like it was like 90s, 100s, whatever. And what me and Siobhan like to do when we're on vacation is basically just like chill, buy a pool, drink by a pool, and then go somewhere and eat at night and drink at some place. And they just have a lot of, like, you know, craft breweries. They make a lot of wine there. They just do a lot of things you do definitely when you have like weather and things like that to do. So I loved it. And I went to this restaurant called Bourbon and Bones.
Ooh.
Yeah, right there. I was just like, I saw it and I was like, it's called Bourbon and Bones. And then I go on their Yelp and I'm like, they have to have the worst reviews ever. No, they have like the best reviews ever. And I'm like, called Bourbon and Bones? Like, literally, that is Daniel Dudley Restaurant. Yeah. Like, what? And they had 600 bottles of whiskey to choose from. It's an insane, just 600 bottles, whiskey, bourbon, like what, 600 bottles of that. And then, you know, all the other stuff. But it was just, steakhouse, ribs, like what, ribs, steak, whatever. And I got this filet that you have the option to flambe it at your table in like Knob Creek and rosemary, and it was the best steak I've ever had in my life. The best steak. I've never, because I saw it on the menu and I was like, hey, you're gonna flambe it at the table? I was like, oh yeah, you got to do it. And I was like, yeah, I got to do it. So I did it, and best thing in the world.
And you could tell, like, you could tell the difference that made, like
100%.
Oh.
Yeah.
You sent us that video last week, and I had to like do like I was like doing instant replay, like it was a football game. Going, is that Knob Creek pouring over the steak, and then it's on fire, it's flambéed, and I'm like, oh, there's rosemary on. Oh no, this sounds amazing,
dude, incredible. And I can't just say it enough. Like, Old Town Scottsdale is awesome, and chill and just great. I just freaking loved it. Like, I loved it so much. And I bought a t-shirt on the last day we were there, because I had to buy I had to let people know that I've been to Scottsdale. I had to do it. Wow. But yeah, I just loved it so much. But another thing, because of that, the reason I told you guys to talk about vacation last week and what kind of vacation person are you, and I realized my wife is the laziest vacation person. Okay.
Oh, okay.
And I am pretty lazy on vacation when I don't have a plan. Cause like when we go to Vegas or New Orleans or you're on a bachelor party or whatever, you have stuff you had stuff to do. But when you're just going somewhere to go, I'm very lazy. But my wife is so lazy, she'll just forget to like eat or forget that like we're even in a place. Like she's just like, whatever, we're by the hotel pool. Oh man, it's 9:00. Don't care. So I have to plan that. But other than that, like I'm not as lazy as my wife on vacation. But I'm a pretty lazy vacation person. I just like to plan where I'm eating. And that's kind of it. Like I like to find cool places to eat. That's like where I'm at. So if it comes to like planning, that's kind of where I am. I'm just looking for cool places.
Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, because I feel like 90% of the trips I've been on with you, I mean, like I mentioned last week, I'm either coming out to LA, and so naturally you're quarterbacking that whole thing and kind of figuring out as we go. Or yeah, if it's going to bachelor party or Vegas or something, you know, there is a kind of go with the flow mentality that you have. But we've never been on vacation where it's
I know
just you relaxed. Eat and drink. Based on that, I just want to follow you around, basically. Dude, just on vacation next time. Just pick the city and I'll follow you. That's
soon.
Good enough with me.
It's soon, my
Scottsdale.
Friend. Soon.
Scottsdale.
Oh, I would have thought. Like, dude. I just loved it. It was funny. It was like first time me and Siobhan had been away for like several days. Like we've gone to like weddings overnight and stuff like that.
Sure.
But first time we'd been away, and I was like, yeah. And I was like, sweet. Like freaking took the Band-Aid off. Now it's just like, all right, we're going anywhere. So like whatever. Like we're done here. But yeah, it was awesome, man. Like Scottsdale is it's great place. Shouts to Scottsdale. Anyone listening in Scottsdale, shouts to you.
Yeah, we'll have to look at the numbers, see maybe that'll boost it up, get a little sponsorship dollar from Bourbon and Bones. Dude, talk them up each and every week. Let's go.
Bourbon and Bones. I can't say it enough, man. I can't say it enough. And like every place we went to there was just awesome. All the food we ate there was just great. It was just yeah. Just cool place. Wow. Love Scottsdale. Yeah. I don't know how cool it would be if I were there in August though.
Yeah, timing. You're right. Timing.
Arizona gets really hot. I feel like maybe we were there. Like I think April is probably perfect. So yeah, something else to think about there. But
timing is key.
It was great. Well, now that we got random topics off our chest, now it's time to get into Brews Day, and I got some wine today, guys. And I've talked about Josh Cellars a lot, but you know what? I got to tell you, I don't know what I'm going to be drinking a lot of this summer, but I know one thing I'm going to be drinking a lot of this summer, and it's going to be Josh Cellars Pinot Grigio. I love Josh. I love it so much. And I'm telling you, if you are just looking for random wine at your local store, wherever you go to get the store, liquor store, wherever, just get Josh Cellars. I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's Chardonnay. I don't care if it's Pinot Grigio. I don't care if it's cabs or whatever. Just get Josh Cellars. It's freaking fire. Like, I just don't know what else to say other than it's just better than any of them. It just is. Like, if you're somebody who's just looking for wine to drink because you like it, like Josh is it, you know, like that's just it. And it's like it's like mid-tier priced. It's not like you're not getting, because I learned from Mr. Wonderful and Shark Tank never to buy wine over $20. Yeah. And I was like, cool. So I'm never doing that. So it's like, it's depending on where you go, you can see it on special for like $9.99 or like, then you'll see it 12 or 15, whatever. But like, you're not going to spend a bunch of money, but Josh is really good. So I'm helping people out. Just get Josh. Doesn't matter.
People helping people. Well, I love that.
Yeah.
That's great advice. Cheers to that. This week, I don't have a beer with me because Dee, we're recording this on Sunday this week, and you know, there was plenty of time for day drinking for Steel City Dan over here, so we're not going to do it right now. But I'm going to talk to you about it, and I'm going to talk about this brewery that I mentioned. This was quite a number of weeks ago. That a beer fest that I went to called Drink the Cookie Table in Pittsburgh. And this brewery that I discovered, and I told you about this beer. The brewery is called Ill Will Brewing in Columbiana, Ohio, which is a little south of Youngstown, not far across the border of Pennsylvania. It's about an hour from where I live. And I had a sample of a beer there. It was the first 5-star rated beer I had ever given on Untapped. right? I'm all about Untapped, tracking all the beers I've had. It's a large number that I'm not necessarily proud of, but also very proud of at the same time. So we decided after all these weeks, we're going to take the trip out there, go out to Ill Will there in person to the brewery. Fantastic experience. If you didn't look, you'd drive past it. If you weren't looking for it. But really cool brewery out there, and in a kind of quiet town, I suppose, of Columbiana. Some cool stuff going on out there. I had a number of beverages out there today, which again is why I don't have one right now. But I will tell you about my favorite that I had, called the Mean Mugged, and this is a smoothie sour. And if you like pina coladas, getting caught in the rain, baby, this beer is for you. It's thick and it is so tropical. You've got the pineapple, you've got the coconut, you got that hint of banana. It's just tropical, and it's like a pina colada, and it's magically a beer. Magically a beer. I can't explain it, how they do this. And it's a smoothie sour, and it's just wonderful. Little over 6% ABV, and it is just summer. It's vacation. It is a wonderful, wonderful beer. I didn't quite give this one a 5, but 4.75 on Untapped, which is very high. And so one of the many wonderful beers I had from Ill Will Brewing today, because, ladies and gentlemen, craft beer is life. And I love this brewery. It will not be my last time there. I can promise you that. Mean Mugged.
A high praise. That's big from you. It's so big when you say something like that. So I'm like, man, I need to try this. Also, another thing, it's weird whenever I miss the brunch breakdown. Like, I have a million things to say.
It's very weird.
About everything that I heard or what I saw, especially your Instagram. What is this place? Saluma or something? What was it? Saloma?
Dude. You better plan your trip out here right now. This is a coffee and mezcal bar.
Oh,
the cocktails are absolute fire. The food is phenomenal. Like, we were eating crab ceviche, and it's like they caught that crab out of the Allegheny River. Like, it was right there. It was that fresh. Obviously they didn't, and I'm glad they didn't. But it's like, this doesn't belong in this city. The shrimp we had a shrimp dish as well. It was so fresh. It doesn't belong here. It really doesn't. But the cocktails were all incredible. A lot of mezcal ones, not all. And the food, primo. But it's a coffee shop mezcal bar, and it's fantastic. Your next trip home, we have got to go. I know you would love that place, Saluna.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Because I said to Siobhan last night, I was like, because when I go home, it's always a thing. You always have to you got to see everybody at once. Yep. It's like, I really need to plan like a trip to Pittsburgh where I don't tell anyone I'm going there.
Right.
And like, I don't tell anyone I'm going. If I run into someone, then that's just like, hey, he was in town. I don't know. He's a ghost. But I can't tell anyone I'm there, because I just want to like go experience like what I've missed in Pittsburgh over the past 8 years. Because honestly, it's changed so much over the past years. And there's like places we went to go to a restaurant. No, you guys are going different places. There are neighborhoods that are completely different than what they were whenever I left. And so it's just like, I just want to go eat and drink through the new Pittsburgh, I guess, because it's been like 8-9 years since I lived there. So like, and seeing that just like took me over the brink. I was like, my God, like, I gotta eat there.
I know, it's spectacular. You would love it. Based on your Scottsdale trip, you need to do the Scottsdale version of that in Pittsburgh. There's a lot of bases to cover. We can cram it all in one day. But you're right. If it's a charade for you to come and gotta see everybody shake hands, kiss babies, all that. But we gotta find a way, because we got a lot of places to take you to that you would absolutely love.
Well, yeah, we definitely do. All right. Well, let's get into the main menu, Daniel. Let's get into the main menu. The NFL draft, that was the big topic, but we're not going to talk about the draft picks. Who cares? Shouts to Bryce Young. Good for you. But anyways, the NFL draft was in Kansas City this year, because now the NFL draft is in different cities like the Super Bowl is. I don't think that's a good thing. And neither did, let me make sure I get this dude's name right. Neither did Quentin Johnson, now of the Chargers, who had his draft party. And this is, he was the 21st pick in the draft. So, like, he knew he was going in the first round somewhere. He had his party at Dave & Buster's in his hometown in Dallas, Texas. So that led me to think, where would your draft party be? Because now it's not like you're going to New York City, Radio City Music Hall, going to the big city, big lights, all that stuff. No. Kansas City might be the year you get drafted. And so, and I saw a lot of people at home. There are a lot of people different places. They were not in Kansas City. So, like, where would you have your party, Dan?
Dude, I love this topic. I love this question. And I'm glad I'm with you 100%. I don't like at all the idea that the NFL moves from city to city now to do the draft. I know they're making probably a ridiculous amount of money. They can cram a lot of fans. I don't know. What are those fans doing out there like 200 yards away? Like, what are you doing, honestly? And they'll probably never stop. But get me back to, New York City, the big city. There's a reason, for the players especially. Why are you going to Kansas City in April to, like, what? For what? Honestly.
Yeah.
So I had a couple places that came to mind, but and most people, and I wish Chris was here for this, and most people won't understand this, and you might know where I'm going here. But the number one place that came to mind, if I was being drafted in the NFL, where would I want to hold my draft party? And the first place that came to my mind was, naturally, the Earl of Sandwich in Planet Hollywood in Las Vegas. And I'm sure all of our listeners are saying, what the hell are you talking about? We have a wonderful inside the Brunch Breakdown story at the Earl of Sandwich. We were there for a trip to Vegas. It was the three of us and, of course, Earl of Sandwich, a fast casual sandwich joint. We were getting ready to go out, a night out on the town, of course, and we needed a quick bite to eat. So we go down to the lobby. Earl of Sandwich is down there. You go up, place your order. You get the little buzzer, right? When you go sit down to wait for your order. And the three of us, for whatever reason, when our buzzers went off, treated it like we were being drafted in the NFL, just sitting in the, like, kind of waiting area, got up, clapping, dapping each other, hugging each other. Like, we were so excited. I know it doesn't make sense to a lot of people. It's one of the greatest memories I have in my entire life. And the Earl of Sandwich, it's the first place that came to mind for me, honestly. It would just be so cool to be back there again.
That's one of those stories that's just like, you don't know how drunk you are in Vegas. Right. Like, you think just because you're not at your drunkest that, like, you are sober in Vegas. And that story, anytime we tell it, I was like, what the fuck did we look like doing that?
Right. And we were like, we were in suits too, right? Because we were in suits. So, like, we fit the bill for sure. We were dressing fine at the Earl of Sandwich.
God.
And what those people around us were thinking, I have no idea.
Oh, man. All right. So first thing that came to my mind whenever I saw this is I would be on a boat, not like Joe Thomas, who was, like, famously fishing with his dad. And he was, like, number 2 or 3 pick in the draft or something. Mm-hmm. And, like, went fishing with his dad that's when he got the call. Wouldn't be doing that. But I would absolutely be on some yacht.
A yacht
of some choice with people that I wanted to be around, barely paying attention. Because I think there's a theme with my picks is I really don't want to pay attention because I feel like the draft is very nerve wracking. And even when I watch it, I get uncomfortable. Like, shouts to Will Levis and his, like, beautiful mom, sisters, girlfriend,
eventually girlfriend. Yeah.
Like, everyone there. Shouts to all of them. But yeah, it just seemed stressful. Like, I just wouldn't want to, like, think about that. So I would just be on a yacht with, like, a hand-picked number of people that I enjoy. My agent wouldn't even be there. Like, no manager would be there and be like, nope, like, you can call me. We can cut, but I'm going to be just doing stuff on a yacht. But that's where I would be, just in the middle of some body of water on a big yacht. It might not even be in the country, honestly.
I thought about yacht too. I love that idea of being on a yacht for the draft. But my once I got past Earl Sandwich, I started to think real about this. Okay. And the number one thing, the theme that I kept coming back to was I'm for sure, no matter where I went to school, no matter where I live, no matter where I think I'm going to get drafted, I am on the West Coast because that shit goes late. It goes late, people. Thursday night, 12:30.
Yeah.
Come on. That's a whole nother topic. We've been into that. But what if you're at the end of the first round? You're going to be partying that? No, give me the full night. I need the full night. So I'm West Coasting this thing. You know what I mean? That's where I want to be. So I focused it there and kind of came up with a couple options. I kept going back to Vegas. I mean, how could I not? The Earl Sandwich, there's a connection there, right? Maybe you rent out the Ghost Bar at the top of the Palms, which is another place we've been to. Maybe that's the spot, right? Maybe that's the spot there. Or even better, stadium swim in Las Vegas, right? We mentioned this. We probably brought this topic up when it first opened there, maybe. But how can we explain this to people? It's basically a pool with 1,000 lawn chairs, a big pool, 1,000 lawn chairs, and these huge screens up against one of the casinos. And that's why it's like a stadium. It's like they're showing sporting events, right? On these huge screens. And you can reserve cabanas and chairs and whatever. Put me there for the draft, watching it there, and then just celebrating at Stadium Swim. I think that is the spot for me.
There's so many places in Vegas because honestly, Stadium Swim was one of mine that I had written down because I was like, that would just be freaking awesome. Why not? You're just, having a party, all these screens are around, drafts on, whatever. The Vegas is there's so many. You can just be like, yep, just gonna do this in Vegas. And I'm like, yep, it's probably one of the other acceptable places where the draft should be. New York and Vegas.
Yeah.
That's it.
Right.
Call it a day.
Right. Yeah, honestly.
Simple.
We don't need to rotate to every city. Keep it there.
We don't.
Keep it there.
Keep it. Yeah. New York, Vegas. Another place that that I had was New Orleans. Balcony party. Rent out one of the main balcony on Bourbon Street, and that's where I have my draft party because everyone in New Orleans would know what was going on. It would just be crazy packed on the street. I'm above it all with my select group of people, and we're Bourbon Street partying down, making it like it's Mardi Gras in April or May or whenever the draft is, and just doing it up like that. Because I'm just trying to think of what would make me the least stressed. And I just feel like I would want to be somewhere that just makes me so happy. Because man, dude, I'm telling you, as I get older, people sinking in the draft is not funny to me anymore. It's really just it really hurts my soul, and I just am like, oh God, I feel bad for this because they don't invite everybody to the draft. They only invite the people who have a chance. They don't just put ESPN cameras in everyone's house and you just keep falling and falling. Oh. Tough. And then all of a sudden by the end it's your mom's wearing sweatpants. She's no longer in a dress anymore. She's just in sweatpants. She's like, all right, is it over yet? We'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, man, it is. It's much more and more awkward. It's interesting you say that about a place to be relaxed. I don't know. That's really tough to think of the most relaxing place that you could be, because it's stressful for them, and it's becoming stressful as we get older. Ugh, this is awkward. I just want them to get drafted somewhere. Ugh. That's why I like a boat. You know what I mean? I like that boat option. You just cruise around, something like that, and you don't even have to watch, right? That's the beauty of being out there. Don't even watch. Just wait for the phone to ring.
Yep.
Just wait for the phone to ring. So no screens, no nothing. Those are good. I like that.
Yeah, and I think they got, dude, but Earl of Sandwich just sponsored every party, just so that Earl of Sandwich is sponsoring all of this. But it's a weird thing. It's just the draft is just becoming weirder and weirder to me. It's just I don't know if I really enjoy watching past pick 5. I'm like, oh no. But my thought was like, if you're Bryce Young, who went number one, and basically everyone knew he was gonna go number one for, basically this whole process. So he knew he was going number one. Could he go to another country? Could he be like, I'm in Italy, ESPN? I know your draft is in Kansas City, but I'm in Italy, and that's where I'll be. Are they sending cameras to Italy? Because that's what I want to know.
Yeah.
Because it's up to you. It's your night. You're about to be set for life financially. It's your night. You can do whatever you want. You can either go dap up Roger Goodell in Kansas City and go eat barbecue or whatever, or go anywhere you ever would want to in your life. I'm going to go to Barcelona, or I'm going to Dubai. Are they bringing the crew? Because somebody needs to do that.
I love that. You're right. If you're that pick and you know where you're going.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm headed to Hawaii. If you want to bring a camera crew out there, go for it. I'll be there.
Exactly. Yeah. Why be landlocked? Go somewhere else.
Right.
Yeah. Future number one picks. Get out. Go. Challenge these people. I would just do that for fun. Why not?
That's the only way we can stop the draft from traveling from city to city to city to city. I mean, like I said, I know they're making tons and tons of money, but if the draft picks stop showing up, why are we doing it? Why are we doing it then?
Exactly.
Who will be the? I wonder how long it'll take. Man. I don't think it'll be. It can't be that much longer. Somebody's gonna know when they're going number one.
Yeah.
Right. And they're just gonna be
at the least, he was going number two. He was never going past two.
Right.
So there's all this argument about who was going to go number one, but but I felt like it never really changed to Bryce Young. It was just always all right, the other three quarterbacks, they were kind of up in the air.
Right.
But not
by 8:15, I know where I'll go. By 8:15 Eastern, I know where I'm going. So it's not that long to wait.
No. And I feel like these picks, they know the picks, they know who's getting picked number one, the day before or whatever. They just know already. Yeah. So go to another country. Everybody just leave. Make Roger Goodell go to Europe.
Yeah.
and tap you up.
Right.
Let's go. Do that.
I love it.
God. Well, let's get into our next topic, Dan. We've been talking about traveling a lot on the Brunch Breakdown lately, and I want to talk about travel opinions that make people a little angry. What's a travel opinion that will have you in a position like this?
So, I don't want to offend anybody. We pull up a screen, an image here. What Disney movie is this from? Who is this?
Dude, I'm honestly not sure.
Really? Come on. I thought you'd be the
Frozen?
guy.
Is it? It might be Frozen.
It might be Frozen.
Might be, but I'm honestly not sure because I really don't pay attention to Disney movies. I just don't. Not my jam.
It's a guy just nonchalantly leaning with kind of a smuggish look on his face, and he's surrounded by 25 swords at his face. Yeah. Basically. That's what we could say. We'll figure it out by the end of the show.
Yeah.
Maybe.
We'll figure it out.
This is from. It might be Frozen. But the great topic at hand here is, what's a travel opinion that will have you in a position like this? An unpopular opinion. So, Didi, coming off of travel yourself.
Yep.
Curious. What are you thinking here? Do you have one that just, isn't very popular?
Do not pinch pennies on vacation. Don't go on vacation if you have to pinch pennies. Don't be the broke one on vacation. I can't stand it. I hate it so much because for me, it's just, it adds stress to other people on the trip. And also, it's just why be stressed on vacation? Vacation money is not real money. Treat it like that. That's it. Vacation money is not real money. Just freaking go for it. Worry about it when you're on the plane ride home or you're on the car ride home. That's when you get nervous. That's when you're like, oh God, I made some mistakes. What did I do? How much did I spend here? Oh God. That's when you get worried. But when you're on vacation, be on vacation.
That's a great one, honestly. And I think too many people worry about that, right? They do. They're pinching pennies all the way up to planning the trip. And then when they're on the trip, they're doing the same thing. And like life's, it's one of those things about life being too short, and you can't really enjoy the moment of being there on vacation if you're so concerned about what you're spending every little dollar on. Like, if you're that concerned, two things. Like you said, just don't change your mindset, or you probably shouldn't be there. Maybe you should have waited if you're that concerned. Maybe wait a little bit more. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one that too many people probably have issues with. For me, unpopular. That's the whole point of this, right?
Mm-hmm.
But Dee, I honestly think that like 75% of the world is just not worth traveling to. Like 75%. Okay. Like, I'm all for seeing the world, getting out there, different cultures, different experiences. But there's just so many places where when you have to worry about like the bugs or the animals for your safety at night, or you have to worry about the water that you drink, or like the cuisine that you're eating, or if you have to take like 3 planes to get somewhere, or this one, if you need additional vaccines to get there, to get into said country, just go to Epcot and call it a day. Go around the world there. You know what I'm saying? Like, there are still plenty of great places to see. Just avoid spending your time and your money with you've got all those other things to worry about. You just talk about worrying about money, right? But like worrying about the like 8-inch insects, and you know, we don't know what we're eating. This could be like cat, like for real. Like, you don't know how your stomach's going to react to that. Or like, yeah, we have to get the like yellow scurvy fever vaccine to get there because it's kind of going around there. Like, don't. There's like 25% of the world's worth traveling to, like Europe, North America, Australia, maybe some of Asia, maybe some South America. There's just so much world out there that's not worth traveling to.
Listen, I agree with you on that completely. That
okay,
but for mine is a different reason. It's for mine's a different reason. It's just, if the flight is 20 hours long, it's not worth it. Just not. And for the people who connect flights that end up being they end up like in an airport / on a plane for like 24 hours or 38 hours or whatever it is, just ends up being insane. No, it's just not. It's not worth it. It's just not worth it. There's this flight time for me that I'm like, no, because I'm not going to spend enough time in this place at this point in my life to justify being on a plane for that long. I'm just not.
Right.
I'm not. And I don't have relatives there. Like, it's because that's my issue with Australia, right? Like, Australian flight is really long.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that unless I'm going to be there for a very long time, right? Mm-hmm. I don't want to do that. So it's my issue with traveling. It's like, that's why I have the select places that I want to go. I know how long the flights are, and I'm like, those are what I want to do. I'm just like, I'm good. Like, people are like, I know, like, one of the places my mom like wants to go. She wants to go to Africa at some point, and I'm just like, too far, guys, too far, just too far. It's just, you know, some of these places, you know, and I watch Travel Channel and HGTV and Discovery Plus a lot and see all these places. I'm like, oh shit, how long does it take to get to the Maldives? And I'm like, too long, too long, guys. I'm gonna pass on that one.
It's true,
at least for now.
It's true. Yeah. There's so many places like Scottsdale, a wonderful discovery, not that far away. You can have a great time there. Like, there's like, I still implore people to travel, do it. But there's so many other great places that you can not have to worry about so much and they're still great in this world. Just, yeah, if you want the world, go to Epcot to get the world experience without the nasty bugs and the, vaccines and multiple 20-hour plane rides. You don't need it. We don't need it.
What else you got?
The other one is about, it's kind of time related, but not flight, like driving. Like, I think people that drive, and I'm going to use this from a Northeast perspective, because people that drive from like Pennsylvania to Florida are just psycho. I don't understand that. Like, stop it. Stop it. And I wish Chris was here for this, because he just took a trip to Florida with his family, and it was their first trip on a plane, right? Because he said he's got a number, and that's way beyond the number. And there are so many people that I grew up with, family, friends, they've all made that trip to Florida, right? And I'm sure around the country, there are similar drives, right? It's just to another popular destination on the West Coast, central United States, wherever it is. But it takes over 2 days to get there. But you can drive it in 20 hours or some crazy shit like that. You can do it nonstop, or you can stop overnight. No, get on a plane. Get on a plane. Okay, save a little bit of more money. Don't worry about it. Get on a plane. If you got to take Spirit Airlines, take Spirit Airlines. You'd ever rather have a little bit of a shaky 2-hour plane ride than a 20-hour car drive, which you'll all drive each other nuts. So get on a plane, people. Stop driving places that take 2 days to get to. That's my other big one.
Dude, my next one is this. Don't plan a Disney vacation before your kids are 5 years old.
Okay.
And I specifically mean this to the people who don't live driving distance to Disney World or live driving distance to Disneyland. Because listen, I live 48. For instance, it's quicker for me to get from my house in LA to Disneyland than it took me to get from my house in Wellsburg to Kennywood. Just to let you know what I'm trying to say here. Okay, so that's why we have been to Disneyland. But there is just no need to plan this humongous vacation for people that you have to change diapers still. It is mad expensive to go to Disney World. I'm trying to save people money here. When your kids are at least 5, go. Because the older ones will remember it all, the 5-year-old will remember it all. But why spend all this money just because you want to go to Disney World? It's because you want to go. But then you get the kids. And it's just like, what are you doing? So just, hold off. I know it's hard. I know you want to go. I get it, because I have no beef with Disney World. I have no beef with Disneyland. But if you're going to spend thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars to do all this stuff, at least have your kids remember it. And it's not just a trip for you. It's a trip for the family. So yeah. And I know a lot of people definitely don't agree with that. I don't even know if the person that I will be planning Disney trips in my life with agrees with that. But you know what? Listen, I just, if you're not, I just don't get it. Like, over 5, it's a trip for your, under 5, it's a trip for you, not for your kids. Like, over 5, go to Disney World every year for the next 20 years if you want. But no, before that, just wait. Trust me, it's much better.
That's good advice. You got any others that'll put you in a position like this from this apparent image from, we're gonna call it Frozen. I'm still trying to figure it out.
Yeah, I think it's Frozen. I'm really not sure. We're obviously not Disney aficionados on this podcast. We are not that.
No, we're not. Even though we've just basically gave Florida and Disney opinions very strongly there about how to get there, at least.
Here's the travel opinion, and we'll go to the next topic after this. Don't go to Dick's Last Resort ever.
There it is, coming back from last week. Thank you.
I can't believe neither of you had been there.
First time.
Because
my first time.
Okay, So there's Dick's Last Resort in Ocean City. There's Dick's Last Resort in Myrtle Beach. There's Dick's Last Resort in probably every one of like the beach places that people go to.
Yeah.
That place is terrible. It's just stupid. Like, I just don't understand why anyone. I heard you guys talk. I was driving to San Diego last week, so I like listened to the whole podcast and listened to you guys talking about it. And I'm just like, it is only meant for people who are in the 8th grade. That is what Dick's Last Resort is for. If you were an 8th grade boy or girl or whatever going through puberty, you love Dick's Last Resort. It is the funniest place in the world. Anyone above or below, you shouldn't be there. It's legitimately the worst place. And I don't understand why. I mean, they're extremely popular and people love that place, but never go there. Just don't. It's stupid.
That's a great way to finish. I'm glad you circled back from that from last week. As we wrap this topic up, Tangled, the Disney film Tangled. So anybody that's been screaming at their radio, their headphones or whatever, their computer for the last 15 minutes, Tangled is where this is from. So
I like it.
I'm gonna clear the air
there. Oh man. All right. Well, let's throw up this graphic before we get to music. Delish, a site that has great food news. They went viral recently because they put up a graphic that they thought was pretty innocent. Which piece of cake is superior, A, B, C, or D? They've got the corner pieces, they've got a middle piece, and they've got the piece that is on the edge of the middle that has the icing still on it, but it's not a corner piece. So which piece of cake is superior? And the internet was up in arms over this.
I love it. I love this topic. Delish is fantastic. They've provided us content once or twice in the past. Yeah, fascinating about basically the level of icing is the make or break here, right? Yes. Whether you get full corner load of icing with the flowers on it, the other corner, you get that side piece, you get that borderline extra edge of icing, or that hunk right in the middle where you're just flat on the top. The correct answer is D. The correct answer for cake is D. Which for this graphic, ladies and gentlemen, is the piece in the middle, right in the middle. No edges, no corners, no nothing. Okay. Corners are greater for pizza, but 85% of cakes have way too much icing on them. It's just for show and it's just for kids. Nobody above the age of 14 really likes or frankly needs that much icing on a cake. And you know what? I have birthdays too, damn it. And I still want cake. So give me the regular moderate amount of frosting and I want some excellent cake. I want to taste the cake. Icing is literally supposed to be just that. Icing on the cake. I want a fantastic cake. I don't want a sugar cave on sugar iceberg sitting on top of this thing, weighing it down, trying to even it out, and just like, holy shit. Sometimes you take those bites of cake, you're like, oh man. Like every adult birthday party you have or you've been to, even a kid's birthday party, you're like, you know, the cake was great, but the icing, too sweet for me. Too sweet. Just too much of it. That happens too much. So give me excellent cake. Give me sliced D. Give me the middle piece. I have a feeling you don't agree with that based on your face.
A, ladies and gentlemen.
Wow.
It is 100% A. And I love, this is a great topic for me because I get very angry at weddings. And I don't know how to approach this because they bring you the cake to the table. That's what they do. Even if the wedding's buffet style, like they still like serve the cake to the people most of the time. They don't just have the cake sitting at the table. But like, I wish I could say to them, hey, could you like get me the piece with the flowers and like all the shit on it? Because I want all of it. I want all of it. I need all the icing. I need all the icing. Give it to me. If it's the strawberry side, give me the strawberry side. Don't give me the chocolate side. Give me but I want the side with all the icing. All of it. Because I love it, dude. I love it. I don't eat cake that much. It's not my favorite dessert, but the thing is, when you're at a wedding, you're like, I'm getting cake tonight. That's what you're doing. You're getting cake. And like, I want all of it, man. I want it. And I need that. And like, it's so hilarious that we're so different. As you were saying, you said D, and I was like, oh my God. No, It's not even a question for me. I like legit get mad when I'm at things where there's cake and I don't get that piece. Like I want the piece with all the shit on it.
You want the like heavy balloon icing that's in there too. Turn your teeth blue.
Yeah. I want
loaded
it all,
up.
dude.
Oh, wow.
Yes. Sometimes sometimes those like decorations on the cake, they don't even taste good, but I want them because sometimes they do. I want it all, dude. I want the whole cake experience. Give that to me.
I'm so stunned by this because you're like, especially because you're pie guy. You're not cake guy. You're pie guy.
Dude, I am. But it's just something about like, I don't know, man. Like birthday cake, wedding cake. It's just, you're just dessert there. You've probably eaten other stuff. You probably drank a little bit while you're there. And you're just like, you just want dessert. And it's just like, it's there. But like cake is not my first choice ever. It just never will be. But like when we're celebrating something, they bring the cake out. I want that piece.
Wow.
The most ridiculous looking piece. I want it all.
So much icing though.
Want it. I love icing, dude. Give it to me.
I'm stunned by this. Yeah, we are at complete opposite ends of the spectrum. If you had to guess what piece Chris was picking, what do you think?
You know, I feel like Chris's supporters of chrisgatesfitness.com would probably just say D. But I feel like Chris would definitely go with B.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Somewhere in the middle, right? Because he again will say, B. I don't have cake that often, which is 100% true. So he likes just a little bit of that extra icing. He probably likes something weird about like the edge of the cake too. That golden brown, I don't know, maybe, but I feel like you're right. He'd be somewhere in the middle there. He'd go with B, which is the edge, but not the corner.
Yeah. You know, and it's like, and I feel like if he ate that piece, someone took a picture of him. I don't think it would go viral. It was like Chris Gates Fitness is eating the worst piece of cake. So I don't think he would go, you know, I think B is safe, you know?
Yeah.
So,
yeah. I think you're right. Wow, I'm stunned. You and I don't agree on many things, or don't disagree. Excuse me, don't disagree on many things. This is clearly one of them. But wow.
Well, which piece of cake do you like? Let us know at Brunch Breakdown.
Yeah, please do. A, B, C, or D.
Oh well, Dan. Let's get into music, sir. Let's get into it. What are you listening to, man? What's on your playlist right now?
Illenium dropped a new album this past week, and it's fantastic. I'll put on at least the song, a lot of collabs on there naturally, but the song with All Time Low called Back to You. Anybody could have predicted that I was picking an All Time Low song off that album, but it's a self-titled album, and it's the one with All Time Low is this great blend of like classic pop punk, like chords and progressions, but like obviously the EDM sound in there that Illenium always brings. The song with Teddy Swims, our boy Teddy Swims, made the list, and there's a song with Avril Lavigne and Travis Barker as well, also great songs. So All Time Low, Illenium, Back to You, from the new Illenium album. Check those out.
Nice. All right. Song that is, I mean, it's kind of like, it's, you know, if you listen to the radio, you listen to Sirius like I do, you hear it a lot. Eyes Closed by Ed Sheeran. I really like this song. And you know, it's like when artists like Ed Sheeran, Weeknd, Taylor Swift, like whatever, when they put out music, it's kind of like, I don't need to hear it right away. Like I'll hear it eventually. You know what I mean? It's like these people who've already, you know, but Eyes Closed is just a really good song. I like the message in the song. I like everything about it. Like it's just really good. And this is coming from someone who I like Ed Sheeran a lot, but I did not like a lot of his last album. I wasn't a big fan. So this song really gets me. I'm excited to hear what his album, I think, comes out. I don't know if it comes out this week or next week. It comes out soon. I know that.
Have we run out of math symbols for the names of the albums yet? Feel like we've gone through. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally.
Wait,
like
what?
Plus, multiply, equals, divide.
What is it called?
We've got to hit them all. Subtract. I don't think he's done that one yet. Minus. That doesn't have a good connotation to it.
It might be that. Hold on.
I'm with you though.
Please.
Like
it is subtract.
It is subtract.
Yes, it is subtract.
It's got to be the last. This is last.
I was like,
album.
I know it was one of them because I was like, last one was equals. I was like, it's Subtract.
It's his last
and
album.
This is the last one of the series. This is the last one of the.
There's no more.
Yeah.
Square Root isn't a good name for an album. I don't like it. But I'm with you. I like that song, and I didn't like any of his new stuff from the last album. So give me more of the Eyes Closed vibe there. Good stuff.
I mean, okay.
Yeah.
Pi equals like what equals pi or something like that. Like that might work.
Oh,
he does something like that.
Okay.
Do a little, like maybe some algebra. Like what is x? I don't know, something like that.
Yeah, like x
We're helping
squared,
you out, Sharon.
X squared, something like that. Yeah. Okay.
Something.
All right.
Okay.
New era.
See,
I like it.
It's just all algebraic equations.
Right.
That's the next Ed Sheeran era.
Oh man. Next one for me is by Upsall, and we've put her on the playlist a lot. It's been a little while, but she put out a new song called "Good Girl Era," and honestly, like everything she puts out is fantastic, and I love it. And this is another like kind of fantastic, pop but alternative edge to its song. And we've got more coming. We've got more coming from Upsall. It certainly sounds like, so I'm very, very excited about that. But the newest one is called Good Girl Era. Check it out.
Yeah, we were on Upsall early
before she went by just Upsall, right?
Yeah, I would.
First
yeah,
was in there.
Yeah. I would like to say we were on that shit early. So shouts to us. Shouts to us. I don't know what song I'm gonna put on here because I really like this album. But Labyrinth just put out his album Ends and Begins, and I big fan. And of people who I was very impressed with at Coachella was Labyrinth. Also brought out Billie Eilish during his set, which was fucking phenomenal. And I'm not sure which song I'm going to put on, but I know I'm going to put on one of them because I love it. And just seeing him live, man, I don't know. I never thought seeing him live was something I really wanted to do. But when you're at Coachella, you'd see, whoever you want to see, and did that. And it was a very good choice. And I was like very happy about that. So yeah, Labyrinth. Awesome. Ends and Begins. The whole album's good.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. For sure. A last one for me are girls. I will never stop pushing these ladies. Honestly. And it was so, and I'll always tell the story to people that we were there, their first show in LA. They had 3,000 Twitter followers, and I jumped on it right there that night. The Aces, new song called Solo. It's the latest single leading up to their album release, which is coming early this summer in the month of June. Always excited. They just announced their first world tour where they're the headlines. Super excited for them. And this song is great. It's got a great like summery vibe to it. Super, super good. Solo from the Aces.
Dude, I still kind of can't believe that because they're just kind of like all over the place and just steady build. And like we saw them.
Yep.
That was,
it's awesome.
That's pretty
awesome.
So
happy for them.
Definitely. All right, man. Jack Harlow put out a new album called Jackman. And it is very quick. I don't know how long the album's 10 songs, 24 minutes. Some of the songs aren't even 2 minutes long. But it's just Jack Harlow just honestly venting. This feels like a journal. Honestly, it really does. And it's good. It's not poppy. You're not going to get First Class on this. You're not going to get some Jack Harlow hit on this. This was literally something that it feels like he just wanted to put out. And I'm going to put Is That I on the playlist that I really, really like it. And I'll probably put Gang, Gang, Gang on there because that's just a interesting subject matter on it. But yeah. So it's an interesting thing that Jack Harlow put out because I think a lot of people expect one thing from him now. And he was like, nope, this is what I do. And so I appreciate that. So shouts to Jack Harlow. If you get a chance, let's do it. Jackman, it's 24 minutes of your time. So regular commute to work and it's over.
Easy. Hell, you mean this podcast is longer, for crying out loud.
Yeah. Exactly. Oh man, is there anything else? Chris isn't here, so is there anything else you're listening to?
No, he's not here. I was gonna mention Labyrinth if you didn't. I was it's a great album. 21 Pilots also, of course, I'll take the opportunity to plug them. They did an MTV Unplugged last year, and a really, really fascinating way that they played these songs, kind of mashed some of them up together. And I mean, it's musically amazing. If you can understand and appreciate the music and what goes into it, I encourage you to watch it if you can find it. It's on MTV Live every once in a while. They released the vinyl, and now they released it digitally, so it's on Spotify. You can check it out. The 21 Pilots MTV Unplugged. I highly encourage that.
Super good. I didn't even know. I guess I just missed it. I didn't know that they did one. So I saw it when it came up on Apple Music, was a week or two ago.
Yeah.
Whenever, and I watched it, and I was like, this is awesome.
It's phenomenal.
But I love MTV Unplugged. I love MTV Unplugged. I always have. I always will. Like, it's just when they do stuff when MTV does stuff with music, it's still good. It's just like the way we consume music is just different now. You know what I mean? But we don't need to wait for 2 hours to watch a music video. So it's just,
right.
Right. But whenever they do stuff with music and like their push artists and stuff like that they plug, they still are really good. I don't know. Shouts to MTV.
Yeah, still doing it.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's what we're listening to. Make sure you check out the playlist every week on Spotify. It's got 2 weeks of the music. So the last couple of weeks of whatever we've been listening to, those are on there. Well, Dan, final thoughts on this week's Brunch Breakdown.
To be continued. Keep a pulse on the story. Do the Brooklyn Nets, known as the Brunch Breakdown, reunite next week? I don't know. Was Chris requesting a trade a la Kyrie Irving this week? I don't know. We don't have the status there. We're still out here giving it to you on the floor each and every week, but maybe somehow, some way, the three of us can get together soon. It'd be nice.
That's beautiful. And, I want to give a shout out to my final thought on the Brunch Breakdown. Shouts to old dudes. Shouts to LeBron and Steph Curry, both in their late 30s.
Yeah.
Owning people and owning these young people. Ja Morant, sit down. Like, the Sacramento Kings, go screw your beam. Yeah. Just freaking dropping 50, just shutting people down. Like, shouts to everybody in their mid to late 30s, baby.
Yes.
That's what I'm talking about. Let's go. Get out here. Let's go.
Love it.
That's the Brunch Breakdown. We're out.